Good morning, students. In the last lecture, I gave some problems for practice. So, students do it regularly because after that practice only you will get the confidence to solve the problems. So, solve it regularly. Solve exercises, also solve examples. All the things are very important, and do the study regularly. And remember, you have to give the exam after this lockdown. And students, you all are in 12th standard, so please keep in mind that you have to study regularly. So there is no option for the maths also or any other subjects, because you all are in 12th standard and you have to give board exams, so you have to study regularly from now only. Okay, so do it regularly. So students, next part is inverse of a matrix. We are going to see inverse of a matrix. Okay, so let us see what is inverse of a matrix first. If A is a square matrix of order m, if A is a square matrix of order m, if there exists another square matrix B of the same order, that is m order only, such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I, where I is the identity matrix of order m, then B is called as the inverse of A and is denoted by A inverse. Using the notable A inverse for B, we get above equation. So means if suppose A is a square matrix and B is also square matrix, they both the matrix are of the same order, then if they have relation AB is equal to BA is equal to I is identity matrix. So then B is called as inverse of A and is denoted by A inverse. So using the notation A inverse for B, so for B we are using A inverse. When B is equal to BA is equal to I, then B is, we can use A inverse instead of B. So above equation, so we get the above equation as A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to I. So here just instead of B we are using A inverse. Okay, hence using the same definition we can say that A is also the inverse of B. A is also the inverse of B. Okay, here we just said that B is inverse of A. So in similar manner we can also say that A is also inverse of B. So instead of A, here we can use B inverse. Okay, so let us see one example. If A is equal to this matrix and B is equal to this matrix, then AB is equal to this. So AB will be, AB is we have to do the multiplication. So 2 3 1 2 and 2 minus 3 minus 1 2. So after the multiplication of the matrices, and we know that now how to do the multiplication of the matrices. Students, whatever we have learned till now, it is the basic, because after this we are going to see inverse, and there are again two types of this to find inverse of a matrix. So please go through the basic again and again and again, whatever that was, addition, subtraction, multiplication. So whatever we have learned, some transformations, so you have to clear that basics first and then come to inverse of a matrix. And okay, so A into B, so multiplication I have written here directly. So multiplication of AB is 1 0 0 1. 1 0 0 1 is identity matrix of order 2, so we can write it as I2. Now BA is equal to 2 minus 3 minus 1 2, 2 3 1 2. So BA is equal to 1 0 0 1. Again this is matrix of order 2. So therefore B is equal to A inverse. We can write it like this: because here we can conclude that AB is equal to BA is equal to I. So here you can say that B is inverse of A or A is inverse of B. So here we concluded this from this example. Next, note, for the existence of inverse of a matrix, it is it is necessary that determinant of A is non-zero, that is A is a non-singular matrix. Okay. So what is the first note? For the existence of inverse of a matrix A, it is necessary that determinant of A is non-zero. So so first, what is the first condition of existence of inverse of a matrix? That determinant of A should be non-zero, that is a non-singular matrix, that is a non-singular matrix. Non-singular means its determinant is non-zero. Okay. So what is the first condition to exist the inverse of a matrix? It is that determinant of A should be non-zero. Next, second note is every square matrix of A of order m by m has its corresponding determinant. Determinant A is equal to determinant of A. Okay. So every square matrix of order m by m, that is order is same. Order is same means rows and columns are same. So its corresponding determinant will be determinant of A is equal to determinant of A. You can write like this or like this. Next is a matrix is said to be invertible. It is very important note. Third note was a matrix is said to be invertible if its inverse exists. A matrix is said to be invertible if its inverse exists. Okay. And when we say that if inverses exist, we have seen in first note when its determinant is non-zero. Okay. Next note, fourth, a square matrix A has inverse if and only if determinant A is non-zero. A square matrix A has inverse if and only if its determinant A is non-zero. Next, uniqueness of the inverse of a matrix. It can be proved that if A is a square matrix where determinant A is non-zero, then its inverse, say A inverse, is unique. Okay. So in short, inverse is unique. Okay, for any square matrix, but for what is the condition? It should be, its determinant should be non-zero, that is that matrix should be invertible. Invertible means its determinant should be non-zero. So next note, if A is a square matrix and its inverse exists, then the inverse is unique. Again very important note, if A is a square matrix and its inverse exists, then its inverse is unique. Okay. Next, inverse of a matrix can be obtained by any of the two methods. So there are two methods to solve the to find out the inverse of a matrix. First is elementary transformation, second is adjoint method. Okay, first is elementary transformation, second is adjoint method. So first we will see elementary transformation in detail. After that we are going to see adjoint method. Okay. So first we are from now for few days we are just going to focus on elementary transformation method only, not on adjoint method. Okay. So next, inverse of a non-singular matrix by elementary transformations. Inverse of a non-singular matrix by elementary transformations. So by the definition of inverse of a matrix A, So we are going to see now elementary transformation method to find out the inverse of a matrix. So by the definition of inverse of a matrix A, if A inverse exists, then A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into A is equal to I. We have seen this result, okay, in the starting only. So by definition of inverse of a matrix, A into A inverse is equal to A inverse into I. So students, now there are, we know that in elementary transformations there are two transformations. First is row transformation, second is column transformation. So in row transformation, so there is different method, and in while solving column transformations we there is different method, but most preferably we are going to solve problems by row transformation only. But if they somewhere they mention it specifically that solve by column transformation, that time only we are going to see the or we are going to use the column transformation. But we are going to see both the methods, but most of the times in boards also, or in while solving problems also, we are going to see row transformation only. I have mentioned this in last lecture also. So be careful students. So for row transformation, what is the condition? A into A inverse is equal to I. This is for row transformation. Remember this students, we are going to use while using elementary row transformation. And for column transformation, A inverse into A is equal to I. So let us see now. Now if suppose this is a matrix, we know that this is the order of a matrix A11. This is first element is A11, this second element is A12, third element is A13, and so on, is a non-singular matrix. Then reduce A into I. I is what? Identity matrix of order 3. You can say I3 also, okay. So if suppose any matrix is given, this is just example, actually it is a general form. So first we are going to see it in general, and then we while solving problem you will understand it in detail. So if A is given, if A is a matrix of order 3, this is 3 by 3 order matrix, is a non-singular. Non-singular means its determinant is non-zero. So then we have to reduce this matrix, this whatever it is given, it into identity matrix, and identity matrix is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, okay. So next part. So the suitable row transformations are as follows. Suitable row transformations are as follows. First I'll write here matrix A11, A12, A13, A21, A22, A23, A31, A32, A33, okay. So let us see what is the means you have to follow these steps while doing row transformation. You have to follow these steps only students, okay. So without these steps you can't do row transformation, okay. So first what they are saying, reduce A11 to 1. So we have to convert whatever matrix is given in the example, we have to convert it into identity matrix. So if suppose this is the matrix is given, it is a general form. So if it is this is the matrix is given, we have to convert it into identity matrix. So while converting this into identity matrix, we have to follow these steps while doing row transformation. Students, we are seeing these steps for now only for row transformation. So what is first step? Reduce A11 to 1. So we have to convert, or we have to convert this or we have to reduce this first element A11 to 1 first. Okay. Next, then reduce A21 and A31 to 0. So then we have to go in this way, we have to convert or we have to reduce this to 0 and then this to 0. So first we are making it as a 1, then 0, then 0. We have to go in this way only, we have to follow these steps only. Second, third, done with the second, now third, reduce A2 to 1. Next you have to go in this way. So next is you have to make this A22 as a 1. Okay. Then reduce A12 and A32 to 0. Then you have to convert this into 0 and then you have to come here to A32 and then you have to reduce A32 to 0. Okay. Next step, reduce A33 to 1. Then after this you have to go to this element and then you have to reduce it to this, then you have to reduce this element to 1 and then what is last step, then reduce A13 and A23 to 0. Then you have to convert this A13 to 0 and after that you have to convert this A23 to 0. Okay. So students, how to convert into means how to find out the inverse. You have to reduce this matrix into an identity matrix. So while using the operations or while reducing it, first you have to reduce it to 0 because 1. So because our identity matrix is this, no? So first you have to convert this element into 1, then this and this elements into 0. Then you have to reduce this A22 to 1. Then you have to reduce this A12 to 0 and then you have to come again to A32 you have to reduce it to 0. Then you have to convert this A33 into 1. Then you have to reduce A13 and A23 to 0 matrix. Okay. So you have to just follow these steps while doing row transformation. You will see that time while you solving it, the problem, but remember these steps, just learn these steps, that's all. Next is for column transformation. For column transformations you have to reduce it A11 to 1 and then A12, A13 to 0. So students, for column transformation it is the same procedure, but there is little change while doing the transformations. Okay. We are not using the same transformation as row transformation. There is difference between steps of the row transformation and column transformation. So while doing column transformations you have to follow these steps, and while doing row transformation you have to follow these steps. So in column transformation first you have to do A11 to 1, then A12 you have to reduce A12 and A13 to 0, then A22 to 1 and then A21 and A23 to 0, then A33 to 1 and then A31 and A32 to 0. Okay. So let us see some examples. Find which of the following matrix is invertible. Invertible means we have seen, invertible means its determinant should be non-zero, is called as invertible. Okay. So let us see example. A is equal to 1 to 5, 7. So its determinant will be, so see the symbols, there is a difference between symbols. So don't get confused between symbols of a matrix and determinant. So here determinant of A is 1 to 5, 7. So after finding out determinant, 1 into 7 will be 7 minus 5 into 2 will be 10. So 7 minus 10 is minus 3 and minus 3, we know that minus 3 is non-zero. So here A inverse exists. When A inverse is exists, we can say that matrix is A, that is A is invertible. Okay. So now next problem, sorry, here number should be second. A is equal to 1 2 3. This is order 3 matrix. So its determinant will be, so determinant, we are converting this matrix into determinant first. We are writing it in determinant symbol. So 1 2 3 2 4 5 2 4 6. So 1 into 24, 6 4s are 24 minus 20. We are finding here determinant. So students first learn how to find out the determinant. I have taught in first lecture also. So students, so clear the basics first. So here 1 into 24 into 20 minus 2 into 6 2s are 12 minus 10 plus 3 into 8, if 2 4s are 8 minus 8. So 1 into 24 minus 20 is 4 minus 2 into 12 minus 2 is 2 plus 3 into 0. So 4 1s are 4, 2 2s are 4 plus 3 zeros are 0. So 4 minus 4 0. So A is singular matrix. Okay, A is singular matrix. So here A inverse does not exist. And if A inverse is not exist, then it is not invertible matrix. Okay, so this matrix is not invertible. So when its determinant is 0, then it is a singular matrix. We have seen this, the definition of singular matrix. And when it is a singular matrix, its inverse is not exist, and if its inverse is not exist, then it is not invertible matrix. So students, whatever I am giving examples and whatever I am teaching in lectures, it is very important, this both the chapters, whatever we have first seen logic and then we are now seeing this matrices. So both the chapters are very important according to board point of, and both the chapters are very easy, but just follow whatever I am giving problems for practice, whatever I am teaching in lectures, just follow it accordingly. So it will be easy for you. Okay, thank you.